Hey, how's everybody doing? I was gonna really quickly talk about something that I think is going to happen. And again, I'm a trucker. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no experience in the financial sector, but this is what I see. This is how I'm connecting the dots right now. You're seeing a bunch of stable coins coming out, and there's a reason for that. Let's say, here's something I don't believe is going to happen. The banks are not going to get wrecked to the point where we don't have any banks. We are not going to go to the point where we're using gold and silver for daily transactions. It's not going to happen. Now, the reason I don't think that's going to happen is because people that have control over the economy, over society, don't want that to happen. If that happens, they no longer have control over those things. Let's keep it 100%. This is a managed economy. I don't care where you live, your economy is being managed. The reason why your local currency drops in value is because it has to. China diminishes the value of its currency in order to help with their trade, making it less expensive for people to ask for their products, have them manufactured there, and then sent out. It helps their economy. That being said, I think that it's actually the central banks that are going to hold money. And do they already hold money? You can argue. What I'm trying to say is that you have all of these stable coins that represent a certain amount of cash that's being held by those institutions. Now, those reserves they are partly held by them and partly generated out of thin air because of fractional reserve. But what I think is going to happen is that there is going to be a hiccup. The markets are going to take a shit, for the lack of a better word. A number of people won't really trust banks any longer at that point. So the central banks are going to step in and they will hold that money for institutions. And that's what leads me to the stable coins. If you have businesses, institutions, financial institutions, the funds, the actual money, will be held in your central bank. The stable coin is meant for settling those transactions. So when you send money from, I don't know, here in the US, Bank of America, and it goes to HSBC, I don't know, in Spain, the money won't necessarily go into a plane, then from the plane go over there and then get deposited into their bank account or their vault. What's really going to happen is the central bank is going to have the money, the stable coin is going to be settled on a transaction at the central bank, and the central bank is going to simply earmark that amount of money and go to the receiver. So that's basically how that's going to happen. Now, in order to do that, you need a protocol that enables you to accomplish that very transaction, the Interlayer protocol. Whether or not XRP is going to be used for that, we don't know. But we do know that Chris Larsen is, who was a former CEO of Ripple is in the high level advisor board for the IMF. So I don't know. I think that XRP is going to be used for that, for settling those transactions between different types of fiat currency by central banks. Now, I may be wrong, maybe right, I don't know. But that's how it's gonna go down. Your money is not really going to be in your bank. In fact, at the moment, you would be lucky if $1 out of every 10 that you have in your bank account is actually held in that bank. I think that central banks are gonna hold basically all of the money. Just how it is. Peace out.